today's climate, it's really important to build a relationship between the dealership and the customer.
Super Service Triage has had a massive impact on the business. It's made us much slicker and we can give a much better service to our customers.
Super Service Triage, we've designed it from the ground up with dealers in mind.
This is a far better way of doing things. It's just second nature now.
We just couldn't work without it.
8 years ago, I walked into a dealership and saw a number of these paper-based health check sheets that the dealers were completing, but they didn't really have any record or any way of auditing how the technicians were performing. You'd have probably completion rates of 40-50%. The tool in itself is a management aid to the dealership, so it allows them to measure the performance of the technician, the performance of the service advisor, the performance of the parts manager, and also how the customers are feeling about how much money they're spending for each of the repairs on the vehicle. It also provides a really robust follow-up system so that any work that was identified that doesn't necessarily need to be done on a day can be diarised and then marked for follow-up later on. So you can guarantee that that work's going to be followed up, where with any sort of paper-based system, there's no real audit trail and there's no way of actually tracking for what work needs to be followed up in the future. Another great thing about Super Service Triage is the integration with Super Service menus. Having the ability on the technician's tablet or on the service advisor's PC to price work that is VIN specific is fantastic, and do it instantly is amazing. Nobody else is doing that. It speeds the process from 20 minutes to say 7-8 minutes.
When we first took on the system, we found straight away that the workflow speed, it was much more efficient for us. Communication was lifted to a higher level. I haven't got technicians waiting around at parts departments. I haven't got people walking around with pieces of paper trying to get authority. The whole process is slick and seamless for us now. The way the system works for us, technician will get the vehicle in and carry out the VHC on the vehicle. Once he submits and saves his VHC, that then appears as a pop-up in the parts department, who then will add the parts pricing for us. It'll then end up with the service advisors who will add the labour. At that point, we'll call the customer and we can advise on amber work that needs doing in the future or red work that needs selling today.
Well, the Super Service Triage basically speeds up the process for ourselves. It makes the job a lot easier. You're not queuing anymore, waiting to get authority.
Since we've integrated Triage with Super Service menus, we're finding that once the technician has carried out his checks, that goes straight to the service advisor's costed now.
If the customers decide not to carry on with something, we've always got a background there to say, look, last time you came in, we recorded this, would you like us to have a look at it again? So basically it gives us a background for the customer, for ourselves and for them.
The service department have shown me the relevant detail as to what needs doing to the car. The amber section where they obviously say that there's things that need doing, possibly in the near future. And the red section where it needs to be done now. I don't get any unpleasant surprises of any untold bills, for example, so I know exactly what needs to be done and what I'm going to be paying for.
We can measure the performance of each of your technicians and each of your service advisors, and if they know they're being measured, inevitably they up their game. Inevitably your technicians will identify more work and your service advisors will sell more work. And in a typical dealership, we see on average 50 to 100% improvement on the work identified and the work sold per car. When you times that out over the number of vehicles that come through a workshop each month, I mean, it's a huge amount of money. The system pays for itself within a week.
Since having Super Service Triage, it has changed our business, made us more efficient, and is the best tool we've got in our toolbox.